side.
Ralph, he used to come over, and when it snowed, you know, he'd come over and we'd get in there and he liked to ride in the snow, slide around a lot. You know,
He always did like to play in the snow.
yeah. We'd get in that car and he'd slide around, we'd go up the way, of course, didn't follow him, I understand. But we enjoyed it.
You know, he said Tommy Sosebee come by over there in Judson. I reckon Tommy lived over at Mills Mill. He'd walk over on D Street, Judson, come get him, try to take him, see his girlfriends, you know.
Yeah.
Because he had the car. Said he actually came by and talked him into going all the way to Fountain Inn, carrying him down there to see a Garrett girl. And said they were coming back from Fountain Inn and were in the middle of Simpsonville riding up the road when Pearl Harbor was bombed. The war began. That was, I thought that was something I'd never forget, you know. I mean, it was just kind of strange, but.
I remember that well too. My brother was on that aircraft carrier, the Enterprise.
Oh.
And they was just leaving Pearl Harbor. But they had to turn around and come back. And they said they passed those planes and nobody thought about them being Japanese planes. They was just flying along beside the ship, you know. So it looks like you'd have seen that rising sun thing, you know. But they didn't. But they had to turn around and come back and do some fight. But they'd done bombed and gone then.
Tommy married a girl from Simpsonville. We used to hitchhike down there on Sundays. And Eddie, her name was Eddie. Called her Eddie. I forgot what her real first name was. We always called her Eddie. Anyway, he married her.
He called her Eddie too.
What was her last maiden name? Was it Garrett? Was she a Garrett?
Might have been. You know, I can't remember now, cause
That's what the name did. He kept tossing out. He thought it was a Garrett.
might have been.
Because they was married a long time.
Yeah.
They had 5 or 6 children, didn't they? 5.
Now that was a tragic loss. Tommy Sosebee was about as good as Jim Reeves or anybody else, wasn't he? I mean,
Oh yeah.
He sounded a lot like Red Foley.
yeah, well,
We got a tape of him on Red Foley's show.
I got a tape of, you know,
Some kind of a jamboree it is on.
Sometimes, you know, if y'all ain't want to copy
Did he, was it alcohol that was his problem?
Yeah, he was a big drinker, Tommy was. And we went to Nashville. We just went up there to see the show, you know, but of course we threw our instruments in.
You thought they'd invite you to play.
No, we didn't think that, but we just carried along, came a little pick on the way or something. But there was 7 of us in that 35 Ford. And we got off from work at the mill on Friday. We got hooked up and took off. Took us all night and got into Nashville sometime the next day. Stayed up all day and went to the Grand Ole Opry. And it started back after the opera was over. Tommy, he'd drive a while and I'd drive a while. Tommy, he had a bad leg. but he used his walking stick to mash the gas with. And we was coming back and I drove a lot too. And we was about 14 miles on the other side of Asheville. About 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. And Broadus Beats, wasn't we talking about Broadus?
I was talking about him this morning.
Broadus was driving. It was his car. He went to sleep. And we went off down that hill on the French Broad River. And one tree there, and we hit that, and that car folded up like an accordion.
Wow.
Throwed everybody out. but me.
He said something about a briar patch. When we went down there, they landed in a briar patch. I think, I don't know. I done forgot. Roberts used to tell me that. hell though, huh?
Yeah,
He
probably
drove Roy
was.
Whitlow out and he landed on his feet and just kept going. Didn't hurt him.
There's a lot of them got injured bad. And there was four of us in the back, you know, we'd shift around in there. And you know, four couldn't sit back in the back seat of a 35 Ford. I was sitting on the edge, and I reckon when he hit that tree, all the rest of them went out, and I hit the floorboard.
Well, was Daddy in there with y'all on that trip?
No, he didn't. He wasn't with us on that.
But he went, other times that brought us back there, he has some good tales about him, brought us being back there. I reckon they was going back there to check on the automotive school, I guess, after